Hello, welcome to another video. Today is going to be my Fairyloot and Illumicrate unboxing, some January boxes, and I'm also going to do a try a chapter challenge to decide which book I'm going to read first. So my plan for 2023 is to try to do that each month, so to read the first chapter and try and read at least one of my subscription books every month. I was pretty rubbish at reading my subscription boxes in 2022, and I think I was subscribed to both Fairyloot and Illumicrate, Fairyloot YA and Illumicrate, and I think I got them both pretty much every month. I think I ended up with about 22 books, and I probably read 2 of them. So I need to be better at that. I also just want to say thank you to Del Murray, who sent me these earrings and this ring as well, which is super cute. I believe I have a discount code for them, in which case I'll leave it down below. I don't know, can't remember off the top of my head, but I will leave it down below if I do. Apologies for the kind of slightly nasally sound of my voice today as well. I am mid-cold, at that point where I can fight this, I can win, but I'm not entirely sure I actually can. Anyway, let's get into it. So we're going to start off with the January Fairyloot adult box. So this theme was Sinister Secrets, and the Fairyloot adult is a book only. Oh my gosh, I can see the edges already and they are beautiful. I don't think I got anything else, no, I don't get a bookmark or anything. And this is The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshni Chokshi, which has got the most stunning edges. So pretty. Just going to actually get an even closer view on there. See, it's a lady. We have got a signed book plate. Stunning end papers. Just look at that. There's nothing under the dust jacket. No reverse dust jacket art is what I mean there. But you've got this foiling on the naked hardcover, and the end papers on the other side are kind of the inverse, I guess, of the first. Absolutely beautiful edition. Let me just get her dressed again. I've seen quite a few people read this recently, and I know a lot of people have said it's beautiful but weird. I'm not always great with weird, but this edition is undeniably beautiful. Let's move that box out of the way. Go into January's Illumicrate. So this month's Illumicrate came really late, so I actually only got it yesterday, which was the 9th of February. So it's a lot later than normally it does come towards the end of the month, so it's a lot later than usual, but let's see what we've got. So January theme for Illumicrate is Journey's End. Absolutely beautiful. And we have got I'm excited. So we have got a bum bag / fanny pack. Let me take it out. I, in the UK, call this a bum bag. I know Americans will call it a fanny pack. But it is a bum bag saying, "The Book Eater Society, we eat books, not brains." I love this. So it looks like it's going to be a really good size as well. You've got sort of 2 front pockets and then a hidden inside pocket as well. It looks fantastic. Like really good roomy bum bag. I have a bum bag that I use for dog walking, but I wanted I wasn't saying going out one, but like an everyday bum bag that I could use if I was going to a festival or anything, and this might be the bag I'm looking for, so I'm excited by that. Next thing we have got is a Lord of the chopsticks. Look like this, are just plain gold chopsticks. The knife says supper. The fork says 11s, and the spoon says second breakfast. I don't know if you can see that at all. I've got Bella come back to join me. These are great. I actually do quite like these sets. I literally just put them in with my normal cutlery. They're good quality. I don't keep them as a special set, but I do like them. Okay, the next thing I can see in here is this wooden board map. I'm going to need to check this one. Daverbad wooden map. Okay, that's cool. I'll be honest, it's good quality. I'm just never going to use that. It's not something that I'm personally going to probably want to display either. It's very pretty, it's very sturdy, but I'm not a big enough fan of the Daverbad trilogy to want to have that one up, but it is lovely. The next thing we've got is this. Let me get out the plastic. Okay, interesting. So this says it is a pencil wrap inspired by an enchantment of ravens. So very pretty artwork, and I'm guessing you put all of your pens and pencils in there, they tuck in there, you then wrap it up and tie it up, which is cool. I've not actually ever seen anything like that before, so that's quite cool. I like it. And then finally we have an Illumicrate card holder. It's sticking to the sides. This is inspired by Saga, and it says, "I won't buy any more books." Lying. I personally don't use these at all, but it's very cute artwork. I really like it. It's fun, but yeah, I personally won't use it just because I don't use card holders. I have a very overflowing wallet full of cards. So they are the items. My favourite item is the bum bag. We've then got a double-sided author letter, and then the book. Let me get rid of the box. Give the box to the cat. So I do know what the book is. I'm excited to see the cover because the original cover of this book is beautiful. We've got it's a very dark navy edge. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous sprayed edges. I'm holding it upside down. The book itself is God Killer by Hannah Kaner. Absolutely beautiful. I think this edition is darker in tones than the original. But again, those edges, just stunning. Signed, and just look at those end papers. We don't have artwork underneath the jacket, but we do have artwork on the naked dust jacket. Also, the feel of this, it's a very kind of soft satiny paper, if you know what I mean. It feels really, really lovely. So I am going to, oh my gosh, this is just so beautiful. I'll see if I can put up a picture of the original cover just so you can compare, but I think it's a lot lighter. I think that it's been a lot more saturated and a lot more navy in here. Let me move my bits out of the way here. So I have got these two books, Last Tale of the Flower Bride and God Killer. I'm going to do a first chapter challenge on these two, read the first chapter of each, and then decide which one I want to carry on with. My suspicion at the moment is it's probably going to be God Killer. Just again, like I said, this one sounds so freaking good that I am so excited. This one sounds amazing, but I'm not quite as hyped for it. I do like that both books so both books are quite small. They're really, really beautiful. I'm very excited to have both these added to my collection. But we'll now cut to the first chapter challenge. have read the first chapters of God Killer and the last tale of The Flower Bride. They're both really, really good. So God Killer, I was expecting to like the most. So in the first chapter of God Killer, we meet Kissen, who is our main character. In the prologue, we find out she and her family are like descended from gods or something, or blessed by gods. I think her father fell in love with a god, something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I was like, oh, is this going to be Percy Jackson demigod kind of thing? But I don't think it is. And anyway, her family were all killed for associating with gods. In chapter 1, she is now a god killer and she kills gods. Really interesting premise. I liked the writing. I liked the first chapter. It was really good. I liked it. In the last tale of The Flower Bride, I can't really tell you really what happened. We've met our main character, who is an unnamed man who's at a very posh hotel, meets a woman called Indigo. He wanted to meet her because her family own a 13th century grimoire, and she says that she wants someone to take her away from reality or something like that. So yeah, really interested. This one actually has sucked me in a little bit more. So I'm going to carry on reading the last tale of The Flower Bride, which actually surprises me. Like I said, I thought God Killer would be the one. I will definitely be reading God Killer, and I will probably be trying to get to it this month. If I can't fit it in, it will be next month. But yeah, last tale of The Flower Bride is going to be my next read. So I better pick it back up. So I am currently that far through the last tale of The Flower Bride. I think I'm about nearly 100 pages through, 96 pages through, and I'm enjoying it. It's very beautiful writing. It's very kind of flowery purple prose, and that's not something I always love, but I am enjoying it in this case. It feels very mysterious. I like the characters in as much as we know the characters. So we're mainly being told from the point of view of the bridegroom. We don't know his name. He's married to Indigo. Indigo is the rich woman that we met at the beginning. She owns this, she seems to be like a kind of, what's the word? Basically, she's got a lot. She's inherited a lot of money and a lot of buildings and hotels and things. And so they're visiting her aunt who is dying in the House of Dreams where Indigo grew up. So the bridegroom has been told he's never allowed to ask about Indigo's past. And as we're at the House of Dreams, he's discovered, or his
the aunt and other people around have mentioned, Indigo had a friend when she was young called Azure, and nobody knows what happened to Azure. She disappeared, I think, when they were graduating or something. So there's this interesting. There are two point of views. We are seeing a few chapters from Azure's point of view, which I'm enjoying. And yeah, it's good. So like, there's this sort of mystery without it being really mysterious, and so far so good. It's very, very slow. I do want to try and get it finished today. It is only short, it's only like 260 pages or something, I think, so I'd like to get it done today if possible. About 280 pages, I'm lying there. So I would like to try and finish it off today if I can, because there are many other books that I need to read this week. Oops. And today is Saturday, so throwing it around now. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Well, actually, I'm not really enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. It's probably at the moment sat at a sort of 3.54 star for me. I'm liking it a lot. It's just very slow paced, and I'm not the biggest fan of slow paced reads, but it's enjoyable. I'm having fun with it, and I'm gonna get back to reading, and we'll update you again in a bit when I've read a bit more and I've got a bit more to say. I've just finished reading The Last Tale of the Flower Bride, and honestly, I have no words. The writing is beautiful, absolutely stunning, so gorgeous. The writing quality reminds me a bit of The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. Now, I hated The Starless Sea, just saying, just because it has zero plot, but you can't deny that the writing in it is exquisite, and the writing here is, again, just absolutely beautiful. The plot actually is really interesting as well. I loved how the characters were developed, even not knowing the bridegroom's name. Gave me that sort of almost Rebecca feeling, where you don't know the main character's name, and there's a third character who almost doesn't exist, which I really, really liked. So, for example, like how in Rebecca does not exist. She is not there, but we never know who the narrator's name, and there's always this third person. And again, in Flower Bride, we have some scenes from Azure's perspective as well as from the bridegroom's perspective. And we hear from Indigo as well. So there's this kind of really interesting three-character dynamic, which, again, I loved. Pacing was very slow, but I was expecting it to be. But again, it's such a short book. It's less than 300 pages. And, I mean, I've read it in a day. It's beautiful. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Rating-wise, I literally finished it 2 minutes ago. So I haven't put it through Corpal yet. But I don't think it's going to be a 5-star, just because while it was gorgeous, I don't know if it's one that's going to stick with me. It's one, I mean, it might, to be honest. I need to think on a little bit before I rate it. It's one that reminds me a bit of Addie LaRue or Gallant, which both of those for me were 5-star reads when I read them. But then a few months later, looking back, they probably wouldn't remain 5-star reads, but they were just so gorgeous at the time. So this might be one like that, which, again, at this moment in time, it's lovely. I don't know how well it's going to stick with me, but I do highly recommend it. If you like books of beautiful writing, I would say basically like any of the books that I've mentioned so far. So gorgeous writing, such as The Starless Sea, this sort of gothic romance like in Rebecca, the mysterious, whimsical fairy tale vibe of Addie LaRue and Gallant. If you liked any of those ones, check out The Last Tale of the Flower Bride. Also, the cover is absolutely beautiful. I mean, this is the Fairyloot edition with the stunning edges and the changed colourway on here, but still, even the standard cover is beautiful. It is a book that just deserves to be on everybody's shelves. I am really happy that this one actually won my book box battle, because while I will definitely read God Killer, I'm still very excited by God Killer. I don't know how quickly I'd have picked this one up. I feel like this would have actually been one that would have ended up sat on my shelves for quite a while, just because while it intrigued me, the synopsis wouldn't have been enough to draw me in. So I'm so glad it won, and I read it, and yeah, I loved it. Really, really good. I think this is my